Instant noodles are one of the most eaten foods in the world. They are cheap, fast, and ready in minutes. But inside a modern noodle factory, making instant noodles is not simple at all. Huge machines mix dough, roll noodles thinner than paper, fry or dry them in seconds, and pack thousands of noodle cakes every hour. Every step must be perfect. One small mistake can ruin an entire production line. So how do factories turn flour, water, and oil into instant noodles eaten in almost every country? Today, we go inside a modern instant noodle factory to see how instant noodles are really made, step by step. Step 1. Raw material receiving and quality checks. Instant noodle production starts with ingredient control, not machines. The factory receives wheat flour in bulk bags or silos, and it is checked before it is allowed into production. Flour is tested for moisture, protein strength, and freshness, because these factors decide how elastic the noodles will be. Water is also treated and filtered to keep taste consistent and to avoid contamination. Salt is prepared, and many factories also use alkaline agents, often called consue or alkaline salts, to give noodles their yellow color, springy texture, and signature bite. Everything is stored in clean, dry, controlled areas. Even packaging materials are checked because they must protect noodles from moisture. Quality teams take samples, record batch numbers, and approve materials before mixing begins. This step may look boring, but it controls the final texture, cooking time, and shelf life of the noodles. Step 2. Mixing the dough with precision. Now the factory builds the noodle dough. Wheat flour moves into large industrial mixers, and water is added in controlled amounts. Salt and alkaline solution are blended into the water first, so they spread evenly through the flour. Big mixing arms rotate and fold the mixture until it becomes a crumbly, chunky dough. It does not look smooth like bread dough, and that is normal for noodles. The goal is even hydration, not softness. If water is too high, the dough becomes sticky and weak. If water is too low, the noodle strands will crack later. Modern factories use sensors and timing controls so every batch matches the same standard. When mixing ends, the dough is transferred forward immediately to keep production smooth. At this moment, the noodles still don't exist. Just a carefully balanced dough made for rolling and stretching. Step 3. Resting and dough conditioning. After mixing, the dough must rest. This is where texture begins to form. During resting, moisture spreads evenly through the dough and gluten starts developing naturally. Gluten is what gives noodles their stretch and chew. Without proper resting, noodles can tear during rolling, break during cutting, or cook unevenly later. In factories, the dough rests in controlled conditions for a set time. Temperature matters because warm dough changes faster and cold dough changes slower. Some factories use conveyor-style resting systems so the dough rests while moving forward, saving time and keeping production non-stop. This stage is quiet, but it is crucial. It turns crumbly dough into a more stable dough mass that can be pressed into smooth sheets. When the dough leaves this step, it is stronger, more flexible, and ready for the heavy rolling machines that shape the noodle structure. Step 4. Rolling into thin sheets. Now the factory starts shaping. The rested dough enters a series of rolling rollers that press it into long sheets. This happens gradually, one roller after another, so the sheet becomes thinner without tearing. Rolling is not just flattening, it also aligns the gluten structure, giving noodles their elastic bite. Machines adjust pressure automatically to keep thickness consistent. This matters because thickness controls cooking speed. Thick sheets lead to uneven noodles, while overly thin sheets create weak strands that break during frying or packing. Water and flour balance is tested indirectly here. Good dough rolls smoothly, while poor dough cracks or sticks. By the end of this stage, the dough becomes a smooth ribbon moving fast across conveyor belts, ready to be sliced into noodles. This is the moment where the factory shifts from dough making to noodle making. Step 5. Cutting noodles and making the wavy shape. The thin dough sheet now goes into cutting machines. Sharp rotating blades slice the sheet into long strands of equal width. At the same time, the noodles are given the classic wavy pattern. That wave is not just decoration, it helps noodles cook evenly and fit neatly into blocks or cups. The wavy shape also creates space between strands, making it easier for hot water to penetrate later. After cutting, the noodle strands land on conveyor belts in organized layers. The machines keep speed and spacing consistent so the noodles don't clump. If strands stick together here, the final noodle cake becomes uneven. This stage also decides the mouthfeel of the noodles. Thin strands feel light, while thicker strands feel heavier. Now, the noodles finally look like noodles, but they are still raw and soft and need cooking to lock the structure. Step 6. Steam. Cooking before drying. Instant noodles are not fully cooked in your kitchen for the first time. The factory partially cooks them first. The fresh noodles pass through a steaming tunnel where hot steam cooks them gently. This step sets the noodle structure and changes the starch so the noodles can rehydrate quickly when you add boiling water at home. Steam time is carefully controlled. If the noodles are under-steamed, they stay hard and don't soften properly later. If they are over-steamed, they become too soft and can break during drying and packaging. The factory monitors temperature and belt speed to keep results consistent. After steaming, the noodles are fully shaped and cooked enough to hold together, but they still contain a lot of moisture. They are now flexible and warm, ready to be portioned and formed into the familiar noodle cakes, used in packets and cups. Step 7. Portioning and forming noodle cakes. After steaming, the long noodle stream is divided into equal portions. Machines cut the noodles by weight and shape them into blocks or round cakes depending on the product type. Packet noodles are usually square blocks, while cup noodles are often round to fit the container. The noodles are folded and lightly compressed so they hold their shape. This must be done carefully. Too much pressure damages the strands. Too little pressure creates loose cakes that break later. Every cake is checked for weight automatically. If a cake is too heavy or too light, it is removed because the customer must get the same portion every time. This step is also where the noodles start looking like the final product, but they are still moist. To become instant, the factory must remove water fast, creating a dry noodle cake that can sit on shelves for months. Step 8. Drying method, frying or hot air drying. This is the big transformation stage. Factories dry noodles using two main methods, frying or hot air drying. In the frying method, noodle cakes travel through hot oil for a short time. This rapidly removes moisture and creates tiny air pockets inside the noodles. Those air pockets are the reason fried instant noodles rehydrate so quickly in hot water. After frying, excess oil is drained and blown off using vibrating belts and air systems. In hot air drying, noodle cakes move through drying tunnels where hot air removes moisture without oil. This produces a different texture and lower fat content, but it can take longer. Both methods require strict control. If moisture remains too high, noodles can spoil. If heat is too strong, noodles can burn and taste bitter. After drying, the noodles become hard, shelf-stable, and truly instant. Step 9. Cooling, seasoning packets, packaging, and final quality checks. After drying, noodles must cool before packaging. If hot noodles are sealed immediately, condensation forms inside the pack and ruins shelf life. Cooling tunnels bring the noodle cakes down to a safe, stable temperature. Then the noodles pass inspections. Cameras check shape and color, and moisture levels are tested to confirm shelf stability. At the same time, seasoning sachets are prepared, powder soup base, chili mix, oil packets, and dried vegetables depending on the brand. Each pack receives the correct noodle cake and the correct seasoning combination. Packaging machines seal everything airtight to block moisture and oxygen. Dates and batch codes are printed for traceability. Finished packs are boxed, stacked, and moved to warehouses for shipping. This final stage is where the factory protects the product, ensuring the noodles stay crisp, clean, and safe until the moment you open the pack at home. And that's the full journey. Flour to noodle cake, cooked by steam, dried for shelf life, and packed with flavor. Instant noodles may look simple, but factory noodles are made with speed, precision, and strict quality control. Subscribe to Captain Factory for more how it's made videos inside modern factories.